My grandpa is on the mural because he's a black cowboy. For me, that means I've got cowboy blood in my veins. When people come see my mural, I want them to feel brave, I want them to feel bold, I want them to feel like they can do it. Particularly people of color, black people, black kids, I want them to look at these cowboys who did phenomenal things in a time where things were tough and say, I have that in me too.
Paulo Santos, from Tokyo to the world. Bom dia em Brasil. Konbanwa minasan. Buenos dias para todas as personas. Today is a wonderful day. I'm very happy here getting ready because we're gonna have an honor to have this special guest, and she is incredible. You know, very sympathetic, optimist, and energetic. Is like very positive and a wonderful artist. So yeah, good luck to you guys because you know we need to be a champion every day. So get ready for this wonderful girl. And then we just know it's a big honor, and also the Championstalk International is growing. Thanks to you that's giving the support. Thanks to you that come here and say hello. So you start to give your your comments. Now put your comments here. Say hello. Okay, let's make this big show get inside of everybody's house. Ohayo, konbanwa minasan. Ima Paulo desu. 頑張ってるから、みんな応援してください。わからなくても、今日英語でやりますから、わからなくても応援してください。みんなの応援大事なので、チャンピオンサークさんはもう大きくなってるから、みんなのおかげでよろしくお願いします。Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches a todos. Bueno, voy a empezar ahora un Championstalk con una persona muy increíble de Estados Unidos. Así que, bueno, si no entiende, no importa, puede poner me gusta, es importante su apoyo. Muchas gracias por todo, ok? Bom dia a todos. Hoje vai ser em inglês, então para que todos que possam dar a força, dar o apoio, dar um like, entendeu? Para que o nosso canal continue crescendo. Estou muito feliz que está crescendo muito graças a vocês. Muito obrigado. Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to go to the sponsors and finally we're going to bring her to you guys. Thank you so much for the sponsors, people that's giving support to Championstalk International. Is the only one in the world who have 4 languages. We interview in Japanese, English, Portuguese, and Spanish. Life is good, and it's a pleasure, it's an honor to bring this wonderful girl right now. Come to our show, very Coulter. And it's
Hi.
hard to say. Hello, hello.
Hello. Oh goodness, with all the dancing, I'm like, okay, is there space for me to dance? And here the answer is no. So I'm just like, that was not happening. Oh
You
man.
dance, you happy dance, you do the movement, you paint and you create, you are
Oh
artist.
God.
Welcome to Championstalk Show International. It's an honor to have you here. You know, and then, as you see in the introduction, I'm sorry about the problem. Actually, I have to tell everybody, sorry about the technical problem, but things happen. We are here. It's an honor to have you here. How are you doing today? Hello? Hello? Put in and out again. Are you there? Connection? Hello? It's too much excitement. I'm going to put in and out. Something happened. Maybe something about the connection over there. She got too excited. You can go log in and out again. No problem. No problem. It's all good. Let me just go. Yeah, let's just go to the other one, the point. Okay. It's all right. She's gonna go. She's gonna come back here. No problem. We're just waiting and doing that. I'm just gonna make a promotion right here. When you met her, chances are she'll greet with you a giant, earnest grin, arms outstretched, asking, "Can I give you a hug?" I mean, I don't know her for a long time, but since the time that we start to talk, she have this energy, this smile, you know, this personal optimism. That's the important thing. And I think what everything that she does, she connect with her hands. I don't know, it's from the spirit. So it's a big pleasure to have her in our Championstalk show. And I'm just gonna wait for her to come back. But during that, I'm just gonna put the video promotion video for her. Okay, moment.
In this life, we start from scratch. Before we take that leap, anything is possible. Right before we fly. A sculptural installation by the inaugural Jo Ann Williams Artist Fellowship recipient, Dare Coulter.
This is only the beginning.
And she's back.
Hi. Oh no. Okay. So
You okay?
yeah, I'm good. I'm good. The internet completely disappeared, and now I'm broadcasting from my phone. Can you hear me fine? I can't see you right now.
Yeah. You can't.
There you go. Okay.
Can you see me? Can you see
Yeah.
me?
I can see you.
Okay, so we're cool.
Yeah, and it's moving slowly. It's being laggy. Last night we didn't have these problems in the test. Oh goodness.
Oh, yeah, sometimes, yeah, that happen, yeah. So you're now in your phone, right?
No, I'm still on my computer, but the internet's coming from my phone. But now your screen is frozen. Is it safe to refresh?
Oh, she's gone again. Whoa. Well, but sometimes these things happen. It's a normal thing. So, you know, it depends on the time. But she's gonna come back, I'm sure. And then just keeping promoting her work. One of the things that I really enjoy and then I put here was her video, just to show how she's just like she's being herself. That's why I enjoy to put this video.
Don't make me wait forever. Ooh.
technical difficulties. Seems like that's the theme of this morning right now.
But you know, it's all good. It's all good. People know that sometimes internet things happen. This is a normal process. It's all right. It's all right. But you know, I love this video because you're just being yourself. And I think that's one thing that makes people like you, make people like you is because you're yourself. Okay, you ready for the first question?
I'm ready for the first question. And I hadn't seen that clip in
Who
years.
is there, Coulter? Huh?
Who is there? I hadn't seen that clip in years. When I saw it pop up on the thing while the intro video was going, I started laughing hard. You said, who is there, Coulter?
Yeah, tell me, who is she?
Okay, so Derek Coulter is at the base just an artist hoping to do good things in the world. I am a Black woman. I'm a daughter. I am a partner. I'm a friend. I'm a sculptor, a muralist, an artist, an illustrator, and I'm really excited about life. And so, kind of like an intersection of all of those things. I think that's like everything is somewhere in the middle of that, right?
That's great. That's beautiful. Tell me about family. How family is important to you, the importance of family in your life.
So for me, family is actually the core of all of my things. It's the most important thing because I don't have a lot of situations in life that have been like they showed up and my family was like, oh, you can't make it, or you're terrible and you'll never do this or do that. My family is my base support system, right? And for a lot of people, that's the case, but like my mom in particular, you know, she's the reason that I've been able to be this person that I am today. I was a weird little kid, man. Like I did my own thing and it worked and it was fine, but it was never that, you know, she's like, oh, well, you know, you have to stop being this or doing that. I was like this free-form child, right? And so, you know, my sisters, they love me relentlessly. And, oh, hey, that's cool. Hi. Miss Melena, she knew me when I was a little baby. It's wild because I've had this group of people around who are supportive of me. And everyone can't do that because a lot of people with artists in particular, it ends up, you know, they're like, okay, well, you have to do something different. You have to be an adult and be a professional. And it's funny because I finally am actually considered a professional. It's just nothing that it looks. So my sisters have like adult careers and, you know, they're in the world, like, you know, they're I met up with an ex one day. He saved me these bottles. They were cobalt blue, which is like cobalt blue glasses.
Yeah.
And he like pulls up in and you know, I just got my apartment and I'm in my sister's secondhand Toyota Corolla covered in paint, and I'm just like, I live in a college dorm and that's just kind of it. And so it's weird because everyone's minds are different, right? In the process of me being there, me being, you know, my family ever made me feel like I was doing life wrong because my time, like, hey, Arthur, hi. I don't know if I'm supposed to respond to the things that pop up.
You should know. You're supposed to respond. Keep talking. You respond. You should respond. Yeah, keep going.
Oh gosh, and he and wife Joanne. Oh, they're so special. They're so special. And they were. Stuff got tough this year, right? And I called them while I was actually out in Phoenix. Called them and they were like, look, in the middle of this pandemic and the shutdown and everything, don't worry about what you're creating. We're just excited to see this journey and be, you know. And I was like, okay, so it's the pressure off of everything for me, and I was so grateful for that. But they're so delightful. You should see them dance. They dance together and it's so cute. Okay,
your brother and sister.
Yes. So my mother's and my sisters, they were very, very, they were good at keeping me balanced and not letting me feel like, you know, my timeline was wrong because I'm 27. Nice. I still live at home. Studios in the house. And so my mom's room's right there, my room's over there. There. So it's just like, it's where the concept of making it looks the same to everyone, but for me, it was important to near her because she's my rock, she's my core, you know. And my sisters are like, they're like the floating, like how people have demons. I just have two angels, and it's them. So it's just like,
Actually, I got a message for you. Just a moment. Look there.
Congratulations, sis. We're so proud of you and we love you. Mwah.
Y'all are gonna make. Okay. That's Shay and Akeem. Oh man. Okay, so they're way far away. I love y'all too. Oh geez.
Yeah, let's keep going. Okay, there's a thing that you don't know. At the same time that we're doing the interview, it's a kind of tribute to you. So get ready.
Okay.
Coulter is one of the most beautiful humans I've ever had the honor of meeting. And the way her personality is so effervescent, and you can sense her power and her talent in the mere way she walks, how she greets you, and the way she treats you. And her art is such a beautiful reflection of all that beauty and power that is there. And I have gone past her murals. I have seen her artwork in paintings. I have been privileged enough to see it in a book. And every single time I get to witness the art and the work of Dare, I feel like I come so close to beauty and what it is to be astounded by pure, beautiful talent. I am grateful to know her as a person and just to be in her presence. And I feel a deep gratitude that the world gets to have an artist like Dare, and that I get to partake just a little bit in the power and beauty of her artwork.
Fatima. Oh god. See, now I'm tears in my eyes. That was too. So why is this a tribute to me? But why is this a tribute? This is.
I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's see.
Daria, I am so proud of you and all you've accomplished. Congratulations to you. And don't forget Aristotle and Plato.
Holy shit.
That's Championstalk International. Okay, let's keep going. A lot of things gonna happen. Who is she? Who is she? Who is this lady? This lady with the sculpture in the back. Who is she?
That's Holly. What's Holly? Plato to Aristotle. I'm a sculptor. She is. College was really tough, and the space safe and comfortable and good. And I love her so much because she not only was able to make people where they were, but she was able to do that with positivity and comfort. And so she, in the middle of, she played football with me, and I love that team. She's phenomenally influential because I want monumental sculptures, right? So she was instrumental in letting me know, one, that these things were possible, but two, that she the path for me to be able to have this passion, this thing that I love. And so Holly, I look at her work. Holly is a master of what she does, and y'all look at Fisher, Fischer. It's Holly Fisher. Please look her up. Look up Holly Fisher art. But she's a master. She does, and it was like she saw greatness in me, and she pushed it, and she wouldn't let me just okay at what I was doing. Like the work that she was making me create was that she was just like, okay, this is fine. She kept pushing. Now, the funny thing is that with my mom, over the course of time, people would be like, oh, well, it's good talking about work. It's perfect. It's good. And it doesn't need any, it doesn't need anything better. And Mom, the thing that I'm so grateful for is that she always showed up and was like, well, this is how you make this better. This is not working, because you can't grow unless you understand what isn't working. Right now,
right.
I would say for sure that I definitely have stuff that I've got to grow and work on and be better. But I think that I'm in such a now because she wasn't just like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's perfect. Because there are people that meet me and they're like, you're the best I've ever seen, favorite artist in the world. And you haven't seen enough artists. And it's not me, it's that there's so many people making amazing things, right? And so for me, it
Right.
just works that, you come in contact with people. I made this in Holly's class, and this was it's bleeping out. This is my first sculpture.
Ooh.
So under her,
Wow.
this came to exist, right?
Nice.
Oh, yeah, oh my God, it's Miss Adams. She was my high school art teacher. Like, I have all these people around, and Miss Adams bought one of my first prints, and it was not that good. But actually, the original is like right here in one of these drawers. But Miss Adams I was in her class when I decided that I was going to pursue illustration, right? This is so wild. So Miss
That's
Adams,
beautiful.
yeah, I have all these people. Okay, when I tell people that the whole concept of me like making it through art and like making it through life, it's primarily stop. Okay, Jennifer. Oh geez. I feel like this.
Well, it's that's the point about the Championstalk. We make sure that people understand that the special guests that we bring here is because they have something to share, but they are also example, and our show is about gratitude, it's to recognize, and to say thank you for the contribution, for you to be yourself. That's why you deserve the trophy of life, of champion. That's very important. It's important to say that to you, but also when you're doing, one more here. Jennifer, I cry.
I love you,
we
Jennifer.
Cried for you.
Jennifer is a master at what she does too. Like she is. I try myself with people who are doing phenomenal stuff, right? And Jennifer, she can look at clay and tell you exactly what it'll be, right? So I remember sitting there looking at her. She was doing stuff for the kiln. I was talking about glazes. I was like, she had her brain works like I don't think many others do, but it's like she. It was like, okay, she knows her stuff, and I want to know my stuff like she does too. It was just, yeah.
That's great. That's great. That's beautiful. Tell me something. What about, we're just gonna keep a little bit in family. What about your mother? How important is your mother? How was for you in the beginning? I mean, when you really start, was your mother there, give you the support? How was that?
So important. And I'll kind of make that example with this piece here. So these are her hands, right? So show called Right Before We Fly, which it was my first fellowship and my first residency with Mike Williams and the Black Project, which they're doing phenomenal stuff. He is the facilitator. He's one of, oh God, I love him so much. He's very, very important to me and special, but he's giving artists a platform to talk about things that are primary, I guess, skipped over. So artist voices who tend to be ignored, minorities and things like that. So Mike picked me for this to be the first fellowship recipient for a fellowship that was named in honor of his mother, and that's the Joanne Williams Fellowship. And he was like, the way that my mom is influential in is the same way that she was influential in his. And so for my mom, when I was there, I was in studio on these cast hands. She is my mom is queen. I was in studio working on these cast hands, and she had her hands in this box that I could hold. And so she's leaning over this table, and it's like 3 a.m, okay? And she's there with me. She's always there with me. And there's a picture of like we're painting a mural in Raleigh, painting the mural with me. And that mural, we stayed for 4 hours straight plus. And she spent car with me. We slept, we woke up, and we kept working. And so it's like this is another one of the end of the moment things. So it was 3 a.m. We're standing there, and she's leaned over the sink with her hands in the mold box, and I'm like, "Is it your back?" And she's like, "Oh, it feels terrible." But she hadn't said anything. She hadn't complained. She was just there for me, even if it was complicated and painful. And
wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And so it's like she's the best person. Oh, today's her birthday. It's mommy's birthday. So open with that, but I got big technical difficulties. So we have to say birthday to her because it's important. But with her, she was the person telling me that I could. She always told me when I was messing up. But beyond that, she's given unfluctuating support and love to the highest degree. So I never had a concern about what I could or couldn't be because of her. And you can have this thing and anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm there because of her, because of who she is, and she's just,
Wow, that's beautiful. Listen, that's important. It's good to know because she's right here with us too. Hello, 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 hello. Come to this party. Come to this party. Now it's on. Now it's on.
Thank
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. And it is such a beautiful party. Oh my goodness. I was watching all of the pictures. I'm like, oh, I remember that. Paulo, you went way back as well. And then seeing the people, okay, so Miss Adams and everybody else and Arthur and the people that I did not get to contact, it's been complicated. This happened so quickly. We are so honored to be in the presence of you, Paulo, because you are world
It's my
renowned and you
pleasure.
were doing such great things. And it's like, baby, this is your first international interview. Okay.
Wow, one of the first of the many to come for sure.
Yes, yes, yes.
And there you see like this video, everything is production, is produced by Aunita Coulter. She did everything, okay? She's the one organized this thing in your back without you know, so you're the best. I mean, mother is just a beautiful thing, ma'am,
and,
nothing to
and she
say.
loves
Okay.
me so much. All right, so okay, here we have to do this real fast. It's time to sing happy birthday. Ready? This is her happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to mommy. Happy birthday to you. Okay, I can't sing and it's cutting out. I gotta keep it talking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. It's talk show. Oh,
One more
All right,
year
I
of
love you.
happiness, one more year of love, wish you all the best too, because like mother is not a human thing. Mother is a godness, it's a special thing that forgot about herself and take care about us. And my mother now it's 82. My
wow.
mother is 82 and she still go the weekend to dance, and when I'm going there to visit her, she's like, okay, eat that, okay, do that, okay, go. I'm like, yes mom, never change. Never
Yeah,
change. She's the queen, so congratulations to you,
thank you.
queen, beautiful. And I know where it comes from, this kind of good energy. It comes from you, right? That's beautiful. Okay, what I want you from you is to talk a little bit about your daughter. What is, I mean, of course, you're very proud of her, but something that you want to say, like specific, something that you feel like is good for her to hear right now. Go.
Wow. Okay. So, it takes courage to walk to the beat of your own drummer. And the thing is, she has always been a person who's been about finding her path and walking her path. And I've always told my children that whenever you walk into a room, things are automatically going to be different, but it's up to you to make sure that it's a positive difference. So
Mm.
she had this thing, even when she was in 12th grade, she was chosen as the artist of tomorrow for Wake County. And when she was doing that interview, she said, I want to help shape the art scene of Raleigh. And now here it is. She has a mural in Raleigh, and people are beginning to know her name. We were someplace picking up some sculptures, right? And somebody said, we were talking, and this was an older, okay, I'm going to say an older white woman that we did not know. And we were sitting there, and she said, are you there? It was like, oh my goodness. And we started jumping around. We were like, oh, she knew who you were. And so that's the thing. So, there's this thing about 10,000 hours, and what you will always find, my daughter is always sketching and drawing. Hey, Roberson. Oh, he's the best. He sports aerobic champion and also a champion in the heart and the best hip hop teacher. Okay. Anyway, but
Yeah.
but she was one of those. I told her, I said, baby, initially she was not being recognized for the things that she was doing. And I kept saying, she was like, maybe I should stop. And I said, no, eventually excellence cannot be denied. And so she
Mm-hmm.
kept putting in the work and she kept showing up and she kept winning stuff and getting stuff. But the thing that makes her so great, and I tell everybody, I said, not only is she a great artist, she's a great artist, but she's an even better person. Thank you, Robeson.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's
that's
the
right.
part
It's
that's important.
important.
That's what being a champion is about. It's like when you have the ability to be great, but to still pull other people along and lift other people up. And
Yep.
that's how she lives. And it's like she 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 always says apples and trees, and I'm always so honored when she says that, because whenever I look at her, I always see, they call me Amazing Alnita sometimes, but she is truly amazing there. She's dazzling there, and she just lives her life. She had this picture when she was smaller. She was talking about lassoing the moon. Baby, I think you're doing it. You're definitely doing it,
She's
and
gone.
I love you. And I'm so proud, so proud. Just keep growing, keep reaching, and keep changing the world one beautiful breaststroke or one beautiful sculpture at a time. We're
Sorry.
still
Beautiful,
flying towards
beautiful.
we're still flying towards our dreams. I love you.
Hey, yes, this is okay. I have this tattooed on my arm. She wrote this to me in a Valentine's card, and it's tattooed on my arm because it's so important. Yeah.
Oh, it's real tattoo.
Yeah. I actually did it myself. I was tattooing for a little bit, and there's a key. Me and my sisters have the same. We had the same key necklace, and so we all
Wow.
have the same tattoo. And I did this one as well. But yeah, this is handwriting because I don't know. It's
Okay, let me show you fun, wonderful moment. Just a moment. That was very curious. I just want to know what's that about. Just a moment. Wow.
Hi. I don't know. And here's why. 4-2. 4-2. 4-2. It was a vote. Like I had to swear in. Yeah. Like I had to swear in, and they voted 4-2 to approve it.
To approve it?
Yes.
Woo!
We celebrate a lot, Paula.
She freeze. Was so it's like she freeze. And putting him out and in, and she's back. Yeah, head connection is not that great. It's all right. It's all right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And I'm gonna just ask you, they're struggling like the beginning, how hard it was, and for you to go in the process, like for you in the beginning was hard for you, and I mean, to give the education, how was for you the beginning? Can you tell something about that?
You're talking to Dare?
No, to you, because
To
she's
me.
going. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Wow. Paula, oh, there she goes. For me, initially, one of the hardest things, I was a single parent. A single parent of three phenomenal little women. And with her, art is not cheap. Art is not cheap. And so when you get the paint, you can start off with the 50-cent paint, but let me tell you, that stuff gets expensive. And whenever we used to go to the store as a single parent, we would go in and the art supplies, if it was only $100, I was like, thank you, God. I think the thing is, when you're doing what you're doing, it's important to, first of all, it's great if you have the encouragement, right? But it's
Right.
also important to have the right tool. And I'm not the only parent that sacrificed for their child to get things, because when you understand that greatness, we have greatness in us, but when you understand that type of greatness is is is
Hmm.
is brewing and is waiting to be born and exposed and everything like that, you can't help but do what it takes to sacrifice, whether
Right.
it's working extra hours or getting another job or what have you, or just continuing to push them forward, because
Hmm.
I, I tell people, and I'm always so grateful when people show up for my child, and everybody has heard me say this. She's mine. I birthed her into this world. So of course I'm going to show up for her. But when other people show up, and it's always amazing to me watching her interaction with people as they interact with her work. I've seen people move to tears. I've seen people that have picked up a pencil that haven't done that in years. I've seen people that have made aspirations. I mean, that's life changing, because when you do that, it's not just that you don't just change that person, you change everybody that person encounters. Every single.
That's right.
And
That's
like I
right.
said, she's like a ray of sunshine, you know. It's so funny watching her. And when she walks in, the room lights up and people light up and they don't understand. It's like she certainly has that certain je ne sais quoi, that certain I don't know. But whatever it is, it's amazing. And I love the effect that it has on people. Yes.
That's great. That's great. You should be a proud mother because, yeah, that's how you say. You keep coming in and out. It's just kind of party right now. So just because of that, we're gonna get these children wants to talk to you. Look at that.
The thing that is inspiring about Dare's art is that she brings a lot of black people in the world. Something that inspires me about Dare's art is that she inspires me to be more me and brings up the true me.
What Dare's artwork inspires to me is that there's different colors in the world, and that it doesn't need to be one specific color. Everybody's a color and everybody's a gender and who they are. And she tells everyone that there's a story to not just having white people in the world.
Yes, totally. And I think Dare is an amazing role model, not just as an artist of color, but also as a strong woman. And as you can see, she's inspiring this great group of kids here.
Me.
So we love you, Dare.
We love you. Stay safe.
I love
Stay
you,
safe.
babies.
The Chevalier baby. Yes.
Yes. And those kids they're such special children, and their parents are phenomenal. Thank you, Evie. Their parents are phenomenal, but they're such vibrant children, and it's neat because they get to live the whole way where they're.
Oh no.
Yeah, then the connection is not so good.
No.
Yeah,
It's
when we did the test, it was very nice. So I think it's gonna be like that, keep coming in and out. Yeah.
so
Yes.
I think she's doing it from her phone. But I'll say while she's gone, Paulo, she last year I think it was, she was recognized by the governor, right? For her contributions in the art world. And she
Yeah.
was like, but mom, I'm so young. I'm just at the beginning. And somebody said, it's important to recognize people that are at the beginning that are having such a broad impact. And she's like, I think she still sees herself as a little girl that saw a mural that was being painted, and she forgets that she's the one that's inspiring people now. When people look, the cowboy mural that we saw, that has her
Yeah.
grandfather on it. There was a lady that came up and she was like, I can't believe that this is in my neighborhood. And that was made available through Marty Cotis with Cotis Street Art. But the woman was crying, And that's the thing, when you get to see yourself in all of these great places, it gives you it before the reality, there is the dream. And once you know that it's possible, it becomes probable. And that's the thing. Hi, Miss Angela. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's what everything with her is about. And I think that with the story of people of color, you often hear of the downtrodden part. But it's like we haven't only been hurt. We haven't only been whatever. We've also triumphed. And I think that she makes a point of depicting that, of the joy, of the triumph, of the overcoming. I mean, of the becoming. And it's just like, wow.
Well, your mother just, organized the things for you here. So you think it's gonna be nice now? It'll be all right?
I hope so. I've never had this many connection issues before ever, honestly. And
Do you have anything else open, like in the
no, everything is
computer?
closed. This is the only tab.
Oh, I
Visa.
see.
Yeah, so I don't know. And I tried connecting to my phone and that didn't work. So I'll
It's all
just
right. It's all
leave and
good.
come
It's all
back.
good. Yeah, it's all good. As much as you're there, it's all good. One more message to you. Just a moment.
Adiria's art is incredible. It captures all the tones of melanin, captures the smile and the light in the eyes of children. It captures every curve on a woman, especially her smile. And it's just really empowering to people of all ages to see both paintings and to see the sculptures that she's able to create and to see her murals on the sides of buildings and throughout cities, and to just see yourself reflected. She really does a great job with representation in all facets, and I've always been inspired by her authenticity and herself and the love that she has for the world.
Sakia, her so okay.
Ooh.
She is a Black woman architect, and she is doing really cool stuff. We went to college together. We were at that. And she just, oh man, hi Miss Honey. She's gonna do really cool stuff. And beyond that, it's like she shows up. One, she supports me, but two, it's like I'm out in the world. She just shows up, and I'm like, she's an angel, fly by angel, like I love you. And it's oh god, and she a protest mural, and she's like in the. I was like, hey, so it just I appreciate her so much because like for at this point now, since the beginning of stuff, still trying to figure out what it is that life looked like, but she's one of those voices in the back that shows up and it's like, you're good, and she keeps talking. Yeah, it's a Black woman architect. She
Okay.
just, oh man.
So I have a question to you. What makes you, what inspire you to paint? When you're doing, did you had any moment, or you just go, your hands start to move? How is the process for you to paint, to do your work?
Okay, so process starts a couple different ways. It depends. Illustration process is a little bit different than mural process, and paintings and drawings, I'll count those as illustration. I'll count them separately. So with murals, you have to come up with the concept, right? So when I did the Cowboys mural, it's a 200-foot mural, and it's very, very interesting. You're trying to figure out, like, you're standing next to a wall and you're this big next to it, right? And the wall is that tall. So trying to figure out how to eat an elephant, so to speak, is really kind of weird because I'm standing there, and the honest truth is that I'll be standing there like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. People will come up and ask, like, how do you know how to do this thing? Okay, so this is if this picture shows up. Yeah, so that's me in front of a mural. That's my grandfather. So that's the Black Cowboys mural that's in Greensboro, right? And so that's in front of it, and it's huge. And then it goes like off to the sides both directions. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. One thing I have to say, we're having yesterday about modesty, right? And the whole thing is, it's not that the objective in life is to say, okay, well, I'm not that good, not that great, I'm whatever. A lot of people, particularly artists, and specifically women as well, they end up being told that it's really unbecoming to be like, okay, I'm good at something, or this is my skill set, this is what I'm great at, because then it's just unbecoming, or it's arrogant, or it's rude. And with artists in particular, I remember being in college in a group discussion, and they were like, I was talking about being good at stuff. Somebody's like, yeah, you can't really say that. And it's like, no, you can, but you also have to make sure that you're in a spot where your skills back up what you can say, right? So for me, I spend a lot of time looking up tools and researching processes and techniques. And even with that being the case, it's still, you get in front of a mural and each wall has its own individual thing going on. You get a book project and each process is different. You have a commission for a poster, for example. Hypothetically, just kidding, because it's actually a poster commission. And you have to figure out how to make the stuff work. So every process is different, but it comes down to finding tools that effectively work for you. So with children's books, it comes down to, figuring out thumbnails that make sense, right? With a painting, it ends up being sketches, and I don't know if that's a sketch that I can show on here. You have to sort through and make it make sense. Now, there's a concept about lines where it's like, if you draw 100 lines, then one of them will be correct, which, speaking to the whole idea, I think it was, might have been, I'm not sure which artist it was, one of the big ones, right? And they talk about this block of marble and the actual piece living inside. You just have to cut away all the stuff that's not there. And really it's kind of like that. It's just, you have to keep practicing with your tools so that when it's time to show up, you have stuff that you can pull out of nowhere. Like, okay, cool, I can drop pastels into this right now, or I can use water-based clay and oil. You're so funny, Jennifer. So it's like you have to figure out how to no, Dare does not have impossible. She's so bright. So it's like with that, I don't want it to be this thing where I say, okay, it all just makes sense and it's easy and it just comes from here, because it doesn't. It comes from practicing and looking up things and figuring out how people have overcome the same technical difficulties that you have, right? So stuff, it's sometimes a sketch, sometimes it's other things, but it really does vary, because at the end of the day, each problem still ends up being kind of unique, but it comes down to tools, like I said. So there are thumbnails for this. Sketchbooks are important because sketching allows your brain to connect to your hand and figure out how to get out what you're trying to do. And then at the end of the day, all you can do is practice. There is a sculptor, really good. His name is Spider Zero, and he makes little practice skulls, and he sculpts figuratively, but people would say, why is he sculpting skulls if he's that good? And it's like, because he's that good because he's practicing, right? And so it's like, there was a parable about like that. Yeah, and so it's like, you have to get the basic stuff. When you go to a physical therapist, they end up having you do these really small movements, right? So it's like, they're like pelvic thrust, or not pelvic thrust, pelvic tilt stuff, right? Because that's what I'm on right now, right? So it's like, it's this really small movement, so your butt, then your butt's there, and then your butt's back there again, right? And that's it. And so you're like, this isn't doing anything, but it is. And so it's just, you have to get in the spot where it like muscle memory. And I think this is actually a longer answer than I anticipated it being. But the thing is that are like the building blocks to what makes sense. Okay, hold on. This is another. So I have another video posted on Instagram where it's like, okay, I'm dancing, right? Because I was dancing in front of murals, and that's my thing, because it makes me happy. Because like each project this big, it's not this thing where, and I hope it never gets to the point where I with a commission or a project or something, and I'm like, yeah, of course I was gonna get it. It's that every time I'm like, I'm so happy that they picked me. It's a blessing that because there are other people.
Right.
So it's like I go and I dance in front of my murals. It's like it's my thank you to them, right? And maybe it's ceremony at this point. I don't know. But the dance moves, so I have to share it back, okay? So the dance is simple, right? So it's like it's just
there you go.
2 steps, right? That's it. The whole everything. It starts with 2 steps, and you turn around, you add a spin, and then it's a dance, right? So it's the building blocks of my dance. And I have weird arms. So like, not weird because they're weird themselves, just when I'm dancing, they're just kind of hanging out like little that's not something in my skill set, but I have this in the feet, right? It's like, it's not that everything is always useful. And it doesn't matter that I have little like T-Rex arms, because it doesn't. So it's just like, you make what works for you work, right? And that's all I can do. So for me, it's like my tool set ends up being a part of those things. And I try really hard to make it be that when I leave a project, when I'm done with it, it was good work. It was really good work, because I think people deserve that.
That's what I'm about to ask you. For you finish, it's done, and then you look at it and you're like, wow. Or you like, I should do this, I should do this better, or something like, or for your concepts like, yeah, it's done. That's what I want. How is that when you finish the concept?
I feel like there will always something that you're not happy with entirely, right? But I think as people, we owe to ourselves frequently allow ourselves to be satisfied with what we've created. And it's like, you know, beyond the point it being that you're still in process trying to sort stuff out. Like the process I'm in right now is it's super special. I became agented. I am working on my first agented picture book. And it's a very, very big process. So it's like it's back and forth. There's
Nice.
like they do and they don't work. And like I said, the blessing in my world is that I have people around who are wonderful and supportive, and they show up for me and they love me and they care for me. And so my age is that person right now. And so it's like he's been in the trenches with me, like, okay, we have to revise this. We need to work through this. What are you trying to say? So the clarifying questions, right? So at the point that we get to the moment where all of the are done, they'll be done. And they'll be done because we did all this in the meantime. So I'm not saying that it's not important to be with us and say, okay, work, that's incredibly important. But when you get to the end, when you say, okay, I've done everything that I can do, I've checked back and forth with this, I've done all that I can, then there's no use in going to a piece and saying, okay, well, I don't like it, I don't love it, I can't be good with it, because small. I think at the bottom it becomes being grateful to yourself for your body carrying you through it, your mind for creating it, and for the fact that it exists. And
that's right. That's nice.
I honestly, I refuse to have a situation where I live my life looking at peace. I'm like, dang, those are all terrible. Because I can't do that to myself either. And you know, it goes into the self-confidence discussion that we were having. When I was a kid, I had like particular self-esteem issues, right? And you know, I got teased about my teeth. It's like they do a thing, you know. And it's like I talked about my teeth a lot, and I was sad about it. And then there was some stuff going on where all of my self-esteem disappeared in a magical repressed memory, right?
Right.
And so work through that was really tough, because at a certain point you say, well, does it feel good to feel this bad? And I think for some people, you look up and you say, there's some people who just like turmoil and like strife, and they have a thing where they're interested in feeling not good, right? Time on. But for me, it's not this thing. I'm like, well, life is already complicated enough, right? And it's not this thing where you show up in the world and everyone's going to like you or care for you or be excited about you, right? So it's like if you have 50% of people on this side and you have 50% of people on this side and they don't like you, then why would you add to the people who are not a fan of yourself, right? And interesting enough, there are, so the way I explain it is like cup of tea, right? So it's like if you're somebody's cup of tea, cool. If you're not, it's okay. What you said yesterday, you're like, if someone doesn't like you, their business. It's none of your business. It's nothing that you have to deal with, right?
What people think about you is not your business, them business. No. But the first process is that you have, like we work in the happy dance every day, you have to go in the mirror and say like, I'm strong, I can do it, I'm the best, I'm beautiful, today's gonna be a wonderful day, you know, it's in my hands. You take 100% of responsibility of your life, and that's it. And things are gonna happen, you're gonna have problems, you know, you're gonna be like, sometimes the day is very bad day, is worse like ever, but you still have to go back home at night and then say like, thank you, today was a good day. Because that's when you will learn. Okay, you may be wondering like how I got in touch with you guys, like how we got invited to. This guy is the guy responsible for you guys to be right now. It's a very good friend, this fellow.
Hi. Oh my God, I'm sorry. We came really late last night. That's why I was a little late. And I was so excited to see you guys and so excited to be here. I miss you guys so much. And you guys like came to Shakaboon and came to like dancing with me and stuff and doing sports aerobics. And I see this family, the mother with the 3 kids that comes all the time, you know, working hard. And I was always like rooting for you guys. And once I crossed again you and I saw your stuff there, I was like, oh my God, this girl made it, and she made it big time, and made it like I keep watching your murals, your paintings, and I'm like, wow, this is something that I was dreaming of having, like a really, really famous friend. Here you go.
I'm not really famous yet, I promise. One day.
Yes, sweetie, you have no idea the power that you have in your hands. It's like when I talked to Paula about it, I was like, you know what? You have to talk to this girl. You have to talk to this girl. And her mother, and Anita, is always like, look at her smile. She's always smiling. She's always like,
Yeah, full of
bring
good
this
energy.
wonderful
My
positive
God.
energy. I mean, you guys, that's the only reason I'm here, because I keep in touch with you. Once in a while we talk, and that's what friends are. They don't We don't have to clock in, clock out. We always there for each other. She sometimes send me a message, are you okay? Just want to make sure everything's okay. And like your Facebook, I did not know how to get in touch with you, so I get in touch with your mother. I was like,
Oh
okay.
no, that's why, because I'm terrible at communicating. But she's awesome. So, and
She's in.
Yeah.
Anita is always there.
When I talked to your mom, it was like amazing. She was great, and I'm so proud of you, girl. I just want to let to both of you, I'm proud of you guys, and I came just to say really hi, and Paula's a great friend of mine. We've been doing a lot of things together, and this is like we want to talk to real champions of life. You guys are champions of life,
Yeah.
you and the kids. I mean, I love you guys. I just love you. There's not much more to say except saying, wow.
and we love you too. And okay, mommy's saying something, and then I'm gonna say something.
No, you go, and then I'll go.
Okay, so I have to tell you, when we were kids, it was like we would go. So we took, we were at Gold's Gym in Virginia, and Mom was like, we're gonna go take dance class. We're really excited. Or I don't know if I was excited or not, but I got excited after I met Roberson, and I was like, wow, this dude's good. So it was crazy because we would be in dance practice with this very high bar of excellence, right? And I don't know if Roberson knows. I don't know if you know how amazing you are, but he's been phenomenal. And it's like sometimes we have to like confirmation outside of ourselves to know that we're amazing, but it's like record thing after thing proves that you are. So when we were kids, we'd be in class, he would do a routine, and us children don't always get the magic that they get, right? Like we had access to this world master at what he does, and he was right there in our neighborhood, and we were like, I'm tired. I want to go home. And so it's like, as kids, I remember there was this one particular moment. We did this thing. I don't know if it was towards the end of class or what, but everyone was like just kind of off in the distance. He's like, you guys look like this. And he did a thing, and we're like, but that looks great. I remember in sports aerobics, because I tried it for 1 second. I'm not particularly athletic, although I did play football for one season. Shout out to Lady O's, who I love very much. But it was like we were trying to do this thing, and it was a press. It's like your legs are like this, and it's a straddle press. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Right, and I could never get my feet off the ground. And so it feels like this thing in life where you say, okay, well, I'm not capable in this direction. I don't have the arm strength for this, but there's other stuff that you can do. And so I have this list of people who are like, okay, they're just always around and excellent. But way back then, it was this understanding that there are people who are doing phenomenal things in the world, and you were definitely one of those people. And so it's just like, I don't know, we love you tons, and we really do. We do you a lot. And hi, Anisi, I love you. And so it's like, with that being the case, it's just I want you to know that the positivity that you put in is special. And so it's like the whole concept being that us, well, like we know you too, and that's so cool. And I'm not even surprised that you and Paolo are good friends. Y'all have like the same bright, wonderful energy. So
thank you, but this brings like little tears to me, because when you're talking about being in front of the wall and like not knowing what to do, because you're like, how I became this. The process is exactly the same once I get hired by an athlete or I have a music. My wall is music.
Yeah.
So now I have to paint it. Now I have to paint it. By painting, I have to create the choreography.
Yeah.
And it's always the first stroke, you know, where I begin.
Yeah.
Where should I start drawing? Should I start drawing the nose? Should I start using the course of the mural, course of the music to create the story behind? Because choreography for me has to have a story.
Yeah.
You have a beginning, middle, end, and I have to come up with a concept.
Yeah.
When I gotta come up with a concept of the music, and I say, what does this music bring to me? What is the vibe? What is the energy that I want to pass to people? Because I'm not only thinking about me, I have to thinking about for who I'm doing for.
Right.
And I believe that the paint is the same thing, because you got to organize your head, because otherwise you're going to create a paint that's going to make sense just on your head. But you want it to make sense. You want it to make sense to everybody there. So that's the common ground that we have, you know. A choreographer and a painter, this is really, really similar process.
Nice. Sorry.
Okay.
Before Anita goes, just I need to put this message here in the middle, just a moment.
Hi Dare, you are a joy, an inspiration, and a wonderful friend. During your stay here in Greensboro, North Carolina, doing the Black Cowboys mural, tons of people came up every day, and just, you could see the joy in their eyes when they recognized themselves in your mural and saw themselves in a larger-than-life format. It really moved a lot of people to tears, and I just wanted to say thank you for doing that, showing that representation in that larger-than-life format. It really is an inspiration. And I also want to talk about your use of light, because it's just incredible. It's this joy that you put into your paintings that creates this coming to life feeling in a 2D piece of work. And it's wonderful. And we love you.
That's Anne, and I love her, and she's amazing, and she doesn't know how amazing she is, but she's phenomenal. She's another master of things too, just but like everything. She's a Cairo studio, Cairo.
Just one more, and then we'll turn it. One more.
She does everything.
Dare Coulter is my sister. I've known her for the majority of my lifetime, and let me tell you, it has been one of the greatest joys of my life to watch her passions grow as they have. Her art is not only beautiful and exquisite, but it teaches, it invigorates, it builds a fire in you to want to, as the viewer, use your own creative juices for change, to dare to do something different. And she has the creative ability and anointing to depict beauty, especially Black beauty, in different sizes and ages, in a way that really allows you to see the beauty in the world around you. I'm inspired to this day. So
that's Paul. She's my sister, and she was around back like when we knew Roberson and we were dancing. Like she was from back. She's from way back then, because she's our sister, and so it's like all of this. This is so wild, man. I feel like that's so funny. I feel like all in all, the hope and the objective. Like Roberson remembers the kid version of me, and I hope with all sincerity that for the rest of my days, you look in the world and you see what I'm doing, and you're proud of who it is that I am. And so,
nice.
We are, and I want to get to see you up close. I want to be able to, like, when the whole thing goes away, come visit you guys. You guys are being hugged. I want to see you all up close.
Sorry. Now it's time to the mother, Anita.
Oh, what I was saying is, Roberson, I believe 9-time world sports aerobic champion. I believe 9, right? Yes.
Yes.
And so think about it. You do everything. You are excellence in action. You know, everything you do with excellence. But champions create champions. And not only did you do that for yourself, you did it for the people you choreographed for, but even the people that were in your class. Like I used to dance in his hip hop class. And I was having one of these days, okay, I'm a big girl. I'm a big, beautiful girl. But anyway, I'm a big girl. And I was dancing and I was looking at all of these people that were like half my size, a fourth my size. Anyway, these skinny people. And I was crying. I was like, but Robert said I'm too big to dance and blah, blah, blah. He was like, honey, don't you realize that there are people that wish they could move like you?
Exactly.
So is that he knows how to see you where you're at, blow air under your wings and lift you up where you're going. That's what champions do. They can see what we don't see. Yeah. So
Well, thank you guys. I really dropped by because you guys are an inspiration. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Roberto, to introduce these beautiful girls to me. Thank
more
you.
than
Championstalk.
Thank you guys.
All right, love
Thank
you,
you.
Miss Middleton. See you one of these
Okay,
days.
Rob. Thank you, Rob. Vai dormir e escovar os dentes. Tchau.
Oh, God. Oh. Okay.
Oh, it's getting hot here. One more.
Hi there, Coulter. I have to say that you are one of the most influential artists of this time frame for America and anybody who's thinking about art. Thank you for all your contributions to the art world, and I can't wait to see what you do in the future. Peace.
LeGrant, and I love
you.
LeGrant. Let me tell you, LeGrant, that's LeGrant Taylor. He's an artist and he's been doing art for so long, but his objective and the way that he works, he always brings the same people back. He's like, okay, y'all are in here and I got you and we're going up, right?
Yes, together.
Yeah, and it's like LeGrant he's such a special person and he's such a good person and he's one of those people who's like, he had this expression, he said, I got to let you know when your slip is showing, right? And that's basically this concept that like, if I care about you, I'll let you know when you're messing up. And so he checked me on some things and it's important because I cannot have people around me who aren't willing to tell me when the stuff I'm doing is not working out and when I'm doing something wrong, even more so than that, right? And it's like, I just, my hope, the big objective is that when I get to wherever it is that I'm going, because by definition, there's some people, what my agent told me, and his name is Ruben and he's wonderful.
He's amazing.
Yes, he's wonderful. So what he told me was that manuscript, and I keep talking about this book thing because it's literally all the stuff that's right here that's out right now is stuff related to the book. There's a meeting later with the book today. There was an email about the book. It's a big book. I can't say who it's by, but this is a multi-best-selling national, really big dude.
New York Times bestseller author. Yeah. Yes.
And so it's like, but the manuscript is important. It's very, very important. And so with Ruben, he was like, he's talking to me. He's like, there, this, he's been working for 45 years. He's like, in 5 years, he's like, he has like this, the way that this move, but he's like, this, there are people who've been working their whole careers for this, like this opportunity, and they haven't gotten it. And then there are people who will continue to work for their whole careers and still not get it. And this is my first manuscript. Right. And so it's like, it goes back to that thing again where I don't think.
Oh no, she's frozen. Well, I will say on that, luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Right.
And that's what That's what it is. What people don't understand. And I had this awareness that came up about practicing. Like a lot of kids go through the thing of learning how to play an instrument, right? And they say you
Mm-hmm.
practice 15 minutes a day. Okay. But I'm gonna increase it and say if you practice an hour a day, let's say that's the standard. So one day's worth of practice is worth an hour. If you
Right.
practice 5 hours in that week, you now have the equivalent of 5 days worth of practice. But if you do that in, say, one day, so in one day, you now have the equivalent of 5 days worth of practice. And if you
Mm-hmm.
keep incrementing like that, and that's what happens with dance, the same thing. With the people that become excellent, I recently saw this quote and I thought it was amazing. It's like, it's not necessarily that some of the greatest people are super great. They're just very consistent and they show up and they keep practicing at it, even when they don't want to, because I think that's the whole thing. Champions show up whether they want to with excellence because that's what they do. Whether you're having a
That's
bad,
right.
and if you, I was in a car accident yesterday, and it's like, okay, but I'm not going to let that get in the way of moving forward and doing the things that I need to do or what have you. And,
Yeah.
I think there's this thing where you say, is it a bad day or was it a bad 5 minutes, a bad 10 minutes, a bad 20 minutes? Okay, she's back.
Yeah, no, but I understand about that. And then we just a little bit running off the time. I just wanted, oh, she's back and she's gone. But I put here and it changed that. You are everywhere. So, this testimonial, the message from your friends, from professionals, just make us, make the conclusion as a international company connected with many countries to like your mother said, is the first one for you, and I'm sure it's going to be like first one of many ones that's about to come. And as much we can help also to promote in other countries, your not only your art but your message, your personality, because it's a big influence for many people, for new generations, for people who want just to learn and to be happy. And the happiness, I think that's why things are working good, because you are a happy person. You have that. Everybody have the bad days, but you have this kind of, and there's this kind of way to deal with things. That's very important. Sometimes it's a worst day ever, but you still say, whatever, it's a worst day, maybe I'm gonna cry now, but you still keep the feeling that it's going to pass. So because of that, we have to do a minimal of tribute, like certificate of achievement. Yeah. In
There we go.
combination of your outstanding work and professionalism, sharing your art, being a model for optimism, inspire people to follow their dreams and just be happy now. Is awarded by Championstalk International and Happy Dance Power System. We have the signature of the director, Japan director, and my signature and the sideways is written Watashi wa tsuyoi, nandemo dekiru, zetai makenai. That means Watashi wa tsuyoi, that means I'm strong. Nandemo dekiru, I can do whatever I want. Zetai makenai, I will never be defeated. So congratulations to your life. Congratulations for everything that you're doing, and you are example for people right now, for the kids, for all generations they're about to come. Congratulations for your energy. And I'm sure that's going to be just the first one. I'm really sorry the run of the time today. We have like hard schedule, and we finished one and started the Brazilian version. So we're gonna have the part two. We need to have the part two because a lot of stuff to do. I want to talk to you about mindset. I want to talk to you about a lot of stuff. So we're gonna prepare the part two for you. And I just want to make sure that the people that send the message to you, yeah, I did all of them. Thank you, Anita, for all your help, all patience to get the videos and everything that you have done. Thanks so much for that. And for you, Derek, I mean, you are unique, and just keep being yourself. Again, congratulations to be yourself. Thank you so much. to be in the Championstalk International. We're gonna do part two because there's a lot of things we're gonna talk, and maybe in part two I'm gonna bring like a lot of countries involved, so it's gonna be kind of fun.
Cool. That's
So
super
that's
cool.
the last message. That's your last message. Now the voice is yours. Go.
Okay. I think that with the wrap up, the important thing, life does not always look how you imagine it would. And the concept of being happy for a lot of people is really, I will say that, life it's not always easy happy. It's just that it's important. And what I was explaining to Paolo is that happy, like this giant bright firework of a situation. It's that sometimes, love you too, Todd. Sometimes your happiness it's just you're putting a little barrier around it, just trying to keep it from going out, right? As far as mental health is concerned, depression it's a chronic struggle genetically. It's something that we all, or I guess in my family line in particular. But the whole thing is that it's not that you get stuck in the middle and you say, okay, it'll never end. Is that when things are bad, you have to be able to imagine that you're walking towards the other side. And even if you're taking baby steps to get there, you have to keep moving because the world needs your light or your voice or whatever. So it's not that the idea is that you're happy all the time and things always feel good, but that's a two-part of that that's important. One is that if it's not good, if it's not important, if it doesn't work for you, then you can change it. And people always say, okay, I can't change this, I can't change that, I can't leave this situation. It's like, you can. There are always consequences or costs or repercussions to those things, but they're not impossible. And the second is that sometimes when your dreams are coming true, it can happen in a dark spot. So it's like, with life and all these magical things that have happened, there have been so many instances where it's like there's a super high and there's a super low, right? The thing is that we imagine that filling out your dreams showing up and becoming real. Exactly, yes. Arthur. It's like when you feel like, okay, your dreams are becoming true, that it would be in this beautiful, magical moment, like the Hollywood thing where you're running towards the finish line and there are sparklers going off. But sometimes it happens when you're frustrated and crying. And so it's like with life right now, we are in a time that's very complicated for a lot of people. And, personally, it's been difficult. We had a major situation on for the last several months. I've been like the low operating version of myself because life got complicated. We were dealing with a family crisis and that continued for months. But beyond that point, it's that you still have something, even when things are dark and even when things are tough. And in the context, we're in a very different world than we were in before, and people are trying to figure out how to feed themselves, how to survive, how to not be evicted. And then, in America, we definitely have the socio-political difficulties faced when things keep happening as far as Black people being, the victim of police brutality. We are in a strange time, but you can't let that be the reason that your light disappears, I guess is just the bottom line. So it's like baby steps, if none at all, but just understanding that, like I said, sometimes it's even more that for you, happiness isn't like me and my mom smiling all the time. It's like this very bright thing, but sometimes it really is just protecting your peace and your peace of mind and being good to yourself. So I look to Paulo. Thank you to everyone who made video clips and any of y'all who are watching. I haven't talked to a lot of people in a long time because, like I said,
that's great. And Anita, thank you so much for for what you bring, this beautiful human being. Okay, I'm sure you're a very proud mom. And we're gonna have the part two. I'm just really sorry that we're a bit like thank you for addressing mental health and family and offering up your testimony. Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. And then we have to just finish now, but you guys are part of the Happy Dance family already. Okay. Again, congratulations for your achievement. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And yes, and happy birthday. And guys, keep shining. Again, you guys are champion. You are very world champion mother for sure, for everything you've done by yourself. I know that was tough, very tough, but look what you bring to the table. That's beautiful human being. That's all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And we're going to keep in touch for the part two, okay?
All righty. Thank you, Paul.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
She's gone. She's gone. She just left. How rude. She just left. It's just.
Charge
Bye.
to the
Thank
head
you.
and not the heart.
Yeah.
Bye, Paco.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.